Okay, are you okay? So everybody is able to listen to me carefully. Am I right? So I don't have any secondary device today, so I don't think so. I will be able to look at the live chat again and again. So, but anyhow, I will be continuing with the project. There are 2-3 things that I want you guys to understand before starting the project itself. First, everybody has to do the project on Code Sandbox only. You cannot use any other platforms to create the project. You cannot do it locally. You cannot do it anywhere else. We will be utilizing only Code Sandbox. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. How is my health? It's fine. Like I am feeling a bit cold, but no issues in that. First thing, everybody has to use Code Sandbox only, nothing else. Okay. Because file submission of the project, we want to make sure that it's on the same platform so that it's easier for us to check the project itself. Okay. So please try to remember that. Second thing, guys, I want you guys to understand that there will be no attendance associated with today's class. Okay. Today class, we will not be having any attendance. I'll just be telling you how to create the project. I will be creating the project live right now with you guys. So you will be able to see me coding and everything. Third thing, guys, that once the project is completed, I will be telling you guys how to submit the project and everything. Like I said, today there is no attendance that is there. There'll be some more people joining us, maybe a little bit late. So all these points, if you are seeing in the live chat, please try to answer them because I won't be able to see the live chat while coding. Okay. So yeah. So can we use GitHub? Please confirm. You can upload the code that you have coded later on GitHub, but for creation of the project and submission of the project, you have to use only Code Sandbox and nothing else. Okay, so please try to remember that. And I'm extremely sorry that I was not able to take up the class for the past 3 days due to some reason or the other. Yesterday I just slept. I forgot, like, the alarm clock that I had set up, I didn't see the timing of the alarm clock, so I'm very sorry about it. So when to submit the project, how to submit the project, all that I will be telling you guys that when I've completed the project. Okay, let's first focus on completion of the project itself because it's a long project. So let's try to make sure that we are able to complete as much as possible today. Okay, so can we guys can we start with the project, guys? Please let me know. Can we start with the project? Please let me know, guys. Can we start with the project, guys? Please let me know. Great, amazing, guys. So the first thing that we are going to do is first let's try to understand what we are going to use. That is Material CSS. Okay, so Material CSS is one of the packages that we are going to use for creation of this project. We have learned a bit about CSS. Today we are going to first off look at what is Material CSS, guys. So again, from now onwards, I will not be able to see these chats. Anything that you're finding new, anything that I'm explaining to you guys that is new today, see, the reason that I'm adding something new to the project is because of one fact. I don't want to limit you to just what I'm teaching. Okay, if that's the case, that okay, this is the only thing that I've taught and you guys are only learning that, then that's not, like, I'm not a good teacher. I'm not creating good developers itself. So the reason why I include something new in the project, no, it's not recorded, Mano. Don't worry about it. Okay, you are able to see the live chat as well right over here. So like I said, okay, I'm putting something new in the project, some new concepts and everything, because of just one reason, so that you guys are able to understand. Okay, you guys are able to understand one thing, that whatever new is coming, try to research about it, try to go on the internet, try to find about it, try to read about it itself. So in that particular way, you will be able to understand a lot more. You will be able to learn a lot more as well. Are you guys able to understand this? Please do let me know, guys. Okay, I will shift. So the video will be buffering for 1 or 2 minutes, guys, right now. Please be patient. Okay, I'm again telling you guys, the video will be buffering for 1 or 2 minutes. Please be patient. I'm just shifting the network from ACT to Geo. Give me a second, guys. Okay, so I'm telling you guys right now, the video will be buffering for 1 or 2 minutes. Please be patient. I'm just shifting the network so that there's no problem. Okay, please. Okay, I hope so that now the video shouldn't be buffering anymore. Okay, now you will be able to have a consistent video itself. There shouldn't be any problem. If I'm audible to everybody and the video has stopped buffering, please do let me know, guys. If I'm audible to everybody and the video has stopped buffering, please do let me know. Sir, can we showcase the project on LinkedIn? Of course, Ayush, of course you can. Okay, so I'll suggest you guys, once you have created the project, put it up on LinkedIn. Okay, put the project on LinkedIn, put a video of the project on LinkedIn, showcase people what you're currently learning, how good projects that you're making. Okay, because this is not just a normal project. Creating a clone of a website is something that is, I think so, should be something that you guys are interested, and you should be showing it off to your peers and to recruiters as well. Okay, so we will not be wasting any more time. Let's get started, guys. First, we'll search about material CSS. Okay. Just a second. I'll just make sure that my hands are empty so that it's easier for me to type everything out. Okay, so as you're able to see, we are going to use materialized CSS, and it's a modern responsive front-end framework based on material design. Now all these different things, as you're able to see, is something like, yeah, I don't know what it is. Okay, I'm not able to understand it. See, the point being that almost many big companies, as you're able to see right over here, these are the sponsors, and many companies as well, big companies, are currently utilizing material CSS for creating their own websites. Now you guys have already seen, CSS is something that if you're typing it on your own, it will take you years and years to basically create a website. Now some people have come together to create some of the components for you guys. Okay, some of the things for you guys. As you're able to see, these are some of the examples of websites that have been created by people just like us, who have utilized material CSS to create these awesome websites, and you can definitely go through them as well whenever you guys have some time. It basically uses, okay, it has already created some basic CSS for you guys, and you can use the classes. So you guys already know about classes. So materialized CSS is basically something that somebody has already created some classes for you guys, some CSS code for you guys, and then you can utilize those classes to create some of the components on your website. For example, right over here, let's see collections. Okay, as you're able to see, Alan. These are some different type of collections that you are able to see. So you can just put up the, okay, I will just increase the size of the letters so that you guys are actually able to see what I'm showing to you guys. So this is an example. So this is the example right over here, and the code for this is just this much. There's no CSS involved right over here. Without writing any CSS, just using materialized CSS, you just have to put up, okay, so this particular div is of a class called as collection, and each of these collection is a collection item. So just like you are having your lists, if you guys remember the UL and the OL list. Hey Oscar, please don't do that, Oscar. Yeah, so you guys have learned about the OL and the UL lists that we saw, and each of these lists will contain some items present in that list. Similar to that, you are having these collections that are there. Now this is one collection. Inside this collection, each of these lines that you are able to see is its very own item. So whatever different kinds of code that you can combine together to create these lists, you can just go through it. Okay, this is the basic documentation for that. For example, you want to create a drop down. So how to create a drop down? So creating a drop down like this using just CSS will take a lot of time. Okay, this is the example of the CSS. You click on this particular drop down, you're getting the drop down right over here. It will take a lot of time to create this by just writing the entire CSS from scratch, but by using something that is the materialized CSS, using the IDs and the classes that it provides to you guys, you will be able to create it much more easily. Okay, so batches in navbar, you are having all these batches in collapsibles. Okay, so these are different type of collapsibles that you can create. You are having different type of options. Okay, you can use how to make colors, how to add colors to different badges. Okay, so all these different, these are some of the examples that I'm showing to you guys right over here. For example, you want to create a, let's say, a button. Okay, you want to create a button. So these are the different kinds of buttons that you can create using material CSS. Okay, so this is one button, cloud. You are having the icon to the right hand side. Okay, and these icons that you are able to see, okay, these icons that you are able to see are also a part of material CSS. It is already included with your material icons package that comes pre-built with material CSS. So instead of adding images right over there, you can use material icons directly into your code. All this different stuff I want you guys to, before once we have completed this project and before you start like coding it along, I want you guys to go through the entire like documentation properly, read through it, try to understand it. See, and the art of understanding a documentation is as important as being able to code something, because in the future, whatever technologies that you're going to be get introduced to in a company or while you are working on a project will be extremely new to you. There won't be somebody like me who is sitting right over there and teaching you everything line by line. Then you will have to learn to read and understand and use a documentation. So for that reason itself, I want you guys to go through the documentation on your own, try to understand as much as you can before, after the end of this class, and before you are starting to make the project. Please try to do that. Now whatever I'm suggesting to you guys is something from, like, as a friend, I'm suggesting to you guys that this is how you will be able to develop yourself, to grow yourself. My only concern is with that. So I hope that you will be able to understand and you will be doing this if it's possible. Okay, so yeah, let's get started with this. I will be opening up a code sandbox right now, codesandbox.io, and I will be creating a static template. So I will be, let's create, and we'll be creating a static template right over here. Again, I'm reminding you guys, whatever code that you are going to do, you have to do it in Code Sandbox only. Please do not use any other platform or do it locally, okay? Because we'll be asking you to submit the Code Sandbox link. So that is the reason why I'm suggesting this to you guys. I hope that you will be able to understand and you will be following all the directions that I'm giving to you guys. So I'm closing this up. I will open up the page on the next tab, and I will be closing this down as well. I hope the code, you are able to see it on my screen, guys. There is no issues whatsoever with looking at the code. Please do let me know, guys. The size is like, you are able to see whatever I'm typing, right? Great. So let's continue with right over there, guys. The first thing that we have to do is first install materialize CSS right over here. So let's search for it. If you don't know, we'll search for it. How to install materialize CSS in HTML. Okay, so we are going to search for it and getting started. Materialized. Download, we don't want to download it. We will be using our CDN network. So now what is CDN? Okay, so CDN is what you refer to as content delivery network. Okay, if I am not wrong at any point of time, you guys can please feel free to correct me. Okay, I think so that is the full form of CDN. Now what happens at any point of time is these files are usually very popular. Okay, materialize CSS is there, tailwind CSS is there, you're having bootstrap CSS. So these are the different kinds of frameworks that are available. Now these are extremely popular. Most of the websites that you are using will be using these type of like packages at any point of time. So what happens is your browser actually, when many of the websites are currently using these type of things, it stores a copy of it locally. Okay, a copy of the materialized CSS locally, a copy of the bootstrap CSS locally, a copy of the tailwind CSS locally, because to load something up via the internet is a very time-taking process. So your websites will load slower. Your browsers are extremely smart. So what they do is, once, for example, this is a new type of CSS that is being loaded up, so it will just save that CSS into its memory. Okay, so that at a later point of time, any other website is coming right over there that uses the exact same files, instead of getting it from the internet, it will just push it up locally itself. So it makes the website a lot stronger. Just give me a second, guys. Okay, so instead of getting it via the internet, it pushes it up locally itself. Now the same thing happens now. For example, okay, no issues, you have cleared up the cache of your browser and everything, all the files are now deleted. So now whenever a new file is being loaded up, now as this is a particular file that is being used a lot, it is distributed across a network of servers all around the world. Okay, so for example, you are living in, let's say I'm living in Bangalore right now. Let's assume somebody from the live chat, let's take up Ravi. Okay, let's take up Ravi right over here. Ravi lives in Dallas, USA. Okay, let's assume that Ravi lives in Dallas, USA itself. Now, for Ravi, if he has to arrange this particular file, okay, because he is opening up a website, the website is requesting that I require the materialized CSS. The materialized CSS is coming from a server. This is a server request that is coming right over here, Cloudflare server request. So this file that is coming up, for Ravi to get that file from Washington DC would be easier, would be faster. But if the file is just available on the Washington DC server, for me as a person in Bangalore to get that file will take up some time, and time is precious. You cannot waste time. That is the reason why we use a CDN, or a content delivery network, wherein the servers all across the world, like for example, let's assume that this is a AWS server. So all across the world, whatever servers are there via AWS or Amazon Web Services, they will contain this file. They will contain this file across the entire world, so that whenever I am sending a request, the nearest server that is to me, the nearest server will send me the file. That it will send me the file that will later on be saved in my computer. So the next time that I'm sending a request, the local computer is able to provide that request itself. Okay, so that is one of the reasons why we are using a CDN network. So what we have to do is we have to just copy everything from right over here. Okay, so first we will be copying everything from the first line. Okay, so as you are able to see, I've just copied the compiled and minified CSS from the first line. Okay, just from the first line itself. I've not copied anything else, just from the first line, as you are able to see. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my starting, like my code section, and after the before the title itself, before the title, I'm going to paste it right over here. I'm going to paste it right over here, and I'm going to align it with the rest of my code. Now what you're able to see right over here, minified and compiled, compiled and minified CSS. This is how you put up comments in HTML. This is how you put up comments in HTML. If you guys do not know what a comment is, so a comment is basically a normal English text. It's not a part of a code itself. Okay, it's not a part of the code, it's a part of just normal HTML and just a normal English. And you basically write these comments to make sure that at a later point of time, when you're coming back to your code and you try to figure out that, okay, what is happening right over here, okay, you can just read through this particular English itself and understand that, okay, so this particular line of code is basically the compile and minified CSS. That is the CSS that we are importing is the, as you're able to see right over here, materialized CSS. Okay, so that is what a comment is. The next thing that we want is your fonts. Okay, your material icon family fonts that is there. So for that, what we are going to do is we are going to search for it once again. So let us search for it. Okay, so we'll just do a Google search for the same, guys. Google fonts, material icons, CDN, HTML. We'll take up material icons guide. What are material icons? So basically just like fonts, you are having different kinds of fonts that are there. Now when you are creating a Google based, like we are trying to clone the Google Drive itself, there are a lot of different icons that Google Drive uses. Now to create that icon separately, individually on our own is a pain in the ass. Okay, we don't want to waste that time to just like open up every single icon, create that in Paint, convert into an SVG or a PNG, then put it up inside our website. It's just a lot of things that we have to do. Now for that reason, Google has already created a material icon font. Okay, a Google font that is a material icons, and as you are able to see right over here, As you're able to see, these are the different icons that are present in this, and it's easier for us to use as well. We don't have to apply a lot of brain. So what we are going to do is we are going to try to get it using this particular line. As you're able to see, using Google Fonts, this is the line that we are going to use. Setup method 1 using via Google Fonts. So we'll just be copying this particular line. Okay, I'm just copying this entire code itself. So it is taking up the same from the fonts.googleapis.com. So previously we were using the Cloudflare CDN network. Right now we are going to use the Google Fonts CDN network to get all these material icons that we are going to use in our project. So I hope that you are able to understand why we are utilizing these icons and not something else, because it is made by Google and it closely resembles the icons that Google uses in its own product. So it becomes easier for us to use it as well. So after putting up this particular link, we will be putting up our secondary link after one space, just to make sure that everything is neat and clean. We'll be saving it up right over here, and yeah, so now it's done. So we have pasted, we have created both our Cloudflare, that is the materialized CSS, and our material icon package as well right over here. The next thing that we want to do is, first of all, change the title, of course. So the title, we are going to claim it as Google Drive, just Google Drive. Okay, so it looks a little bit more authentic than before. Okay, so if I are going back to our website, reloading the page, we don't want this as well. So body will just clean it out. We don't want anything inside the body right now. We'll save this. We'll go back to our website, reload the page. And as you're able to see, nothing else is getting changed. We are just having a Google Drive in the title, and the website looks the absolute same. We are not changing anything up till now. Now we'll start writing our HTML code. We'll be starting to write our HTML code right now, guys. Okay. Okay. So we are going to first start by creating our nav bar. Okay, so the code that I'm currently writing is the code that you have to write to create a nav bar itself. So let's create the nav bar. I will be a bit silent right now because I need to focus upon the coding aspect. Okay, so give me a second, guys. It will take some time, so you guys can have a chat in the live chat. If you want to search for something that you're not able to understand, just search for it. Okay, if you want to talk to your peers, talk to your peers. If you want to say something about me in the live chat, you can say something about me as well, like he's an idiot. Okay, no issues, I'm totally fine with it. Okay, so yeah, maybe I will talk while coding as well. I don't like silence. It's way too silent at my house as well. Creating the website is a lot easier once you are having some like hands-on practice of creating websites, but yeah, it's all about practice. The more that you practice, the more that you research, the more that you read through the documentation, the better you will be at it. Okay, sometimes if you are able to see any or spot any spelling mistakes, please do let me know. I'm really very bad at spelling, so and that isn't something that I try to hide. So if you are able to see any kind of spelling mistakes, do let me know, guys. I'm able to change it immediately. Can I, like, if it's possible, can I like just decrease the font size, because I want to see everything together and it's extremely hard to see all the text together itself. Well, this font size do well with you guys, please do let me know. With this font size do well with you guys, please do let me know, guys. Okay, I'm not able to see the live chat. Yeah. Will this font size do well with you guys? I hope that you guys are able to see everything. Great. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. So we'll save this. We'll go back to our website. Let's see what we have created up till now. So as you're able to see, we have created a very simple, like, let me increase the size of the screen itself so that you are able to see. I've created a Google Drive right over here. That is a clickable link that does not take anywhere. It stays on the same page. And we are having a white background right over here for the nav bar. Nothing else that we have changed up till now. We have tried to keep it as clean and simple as possible. Let's move on from right over here. After the li tag and the ul tag, we'll be creating another div wrapper, and we will be having the class name. New class I tag. We'll be having a class of material. Icons. Search. We'll be having an input type. Search. Name. Search. Folder. Let's create a placeholder as well. Have the placeholder see it's search. Drive. And the dev tag right over here. Save this. Let's go back to our website. Let's reload the page. Increase the size to and we're having a search right over here. Let's see if we have written everything right. There shouldn't be any issues. Search wrapper. Okay, material icons. Okay, we are having the search placeholder. So everything I'm able to see is right. Let's move on to the next particular part. Let's create another ul tab, and we'll keep the class right. So first I'm writing all the HTML code. Once I've finished writing the HTML code, then I will be, so just using the materialized CSS isn't enough. Okay, materialized CSS provides you the basic layout that you require, but after that as well, you require a lot of CSS, a lot of customized CSS to make the website your own. Okay, so just using materialized CSS won't help you. Okay, it's not that just using bootstrap CSS, just using materialized CSS, just using tailwind CSS helps you. It makes your workload easier. Okay, it just makes writing a lot of different CSS code pre-built for you. Once you have done that, then you have to apply your own CSS on top of it so that you are able to change everything on your own whims. Okay, so that is the reason why it is not looking very pretty right now. But once we have completed with our like tab, once we have completed with our HTML code and everything is looking very shitty, then we'll start writing our CSS code to make sure everything looks pretty as well at the end. Okay, so do not worry about it, guys. Okay, let's create the class. So this should do. I don't want to write the exact same thing again, so I'll just copy paste it once again. Take this, Control C, move this one line below, Control V, this up, name this as notifications. I think so this should do the work. We shouldn't be having any more problems right over here. we need a profile picture as well. So for creating the profile picture, for right now, we can just keep an image. Let us, okay, so we'll utilize some image right over here. Hash I image src. So I will put it up. I will just upload one of the, so for the image you can use your own image itself. Right now, because I don't have any image, so I'm just uploading one from the downloads. So I'll just upload the MDN logo itself, because that's a small ass image and it would look like good enough, I guess. I'll just copy the name, Control C, and I'll just paste it up right over here. V, put the files back down. And the alternate text, I'll put it up as profile picture. And after that, we will need to assign a class as well. Assign the class as circle. And I think so that should do it for the profile picture as well. So now that the profile picture is there, we'll create another div tag. So before doing that, let's save this. Shit, it has moved a lot of different lines. Okay, so the circle is here, the image is like big ass, and we'll be changing it once we're writing our own customized thing. But you guys must be able to see that this looks very similar to Google Drive. You're having the profile picture that should be on the top right corner. It should be very small, but right now, because we are just using materialized CSS and no customized CSS, it is looking a bit different. But nevertheless, we will be working upon it. We will try to make sure that it looks a lot more good. So first, let's try to complete the HTML portion. The HTML portion itself is a lot bigger than anticipated, so yeah, it will take some time to figure out the entire HTML portion. Let's put up some class. Let's have the class as nav a ppr wrapper and nav2. Okay, inside it we'll create a UL tag. Why is it hanging? No issues. And inside the UL tag itself, what we are going to do is we will create a list item. We'll have an anchor tag, hash percent, and okay. Let's have a class assigned to it. Let's have the class as waves effect. So I might forget some things, so I might use the internet as well a few times, just to make sure that I have not forgotten the main words that I have to use. Okay, because yeah, it has been a lot of time since I've used material CSS. I usually use Tailwind CSS, I think, so it's a lot better according to me, for many reasons. But yeah, for the purpose of this particular bootcamp, we are using the Tailwind CSS. But maybe in the future bootcamp, we'll be having our like Tailwind CSS being used in one of the bootcamps. I'll try to make sure of it, but let's see. Let's create a new thing. So that should do the work. We'll create another right tab. So just copy paste it if it's there. So this is the tab. We'll just copy paste it. I don't want to write it again. Control C. Right over here. Control V. This perfect. Let's see. Material icons, gray, text color dark, and we are going to have view, info, and settings. So we have to remove this. This is not required. We'll be copy pasting it from the above. Just Control C, Control V, and we'll change this to view, info, and settings. So this should do the trick. Okay, nav, and we are having the div tag. This page profile picture is still huge. No issues. We'll change that as well. Let's take up a UL tag right now, and we'll have a class as, let's say, side nav, fixed. Parent. As you're able to see, all this CSS that is getting applied is just by using the materialize CSS package. Okay, everything that I'm typing right over here in the classes, these are all the different class that I can just combine together into my element to create the kind of effects that I want. Okay, so all this you will be able to understand once you have a little bit of practice. Okay, that is the reason why I said you guys to first go and explore the entire documentation and then only get started, so that you are able to understand every class that I'm using right over here. Try to just read about it, try to understand about it, so that it's easier for you to understand like what I'm doing right over here. Okay, okay. Copy pasted. I don't want to type it again and again, so I'll just take this up. We want devices, we want people, access time, camera, star, and delete. So there are 5 more that I have to paste. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We are going to have people. So this material icons package, as you are able to see, we are using the I tab, and the class is being set up as material icons. Whatever I'm typing between the I tag, that is the icon that will be applied right over here. Okay, so devices, people, these are the names of the items that I want right over there. And for example, computers, that is written, that is the text that will appear right over there. Okay, so you have to remember it accordingly. Delete. Photos. Recent. Me think so. This should do that. Next, we need a divider. Let's create a normal divider, I guess. Li tag, have the div class, and we'll leave the class name as divider, and I think so that should create the divider itself. We'll have another material icon right over here, storage. Do you guys remember we had learnt about EM? Do you guys remember we had learnt about EM, guys? Please do let me know. Do you guys remember we had learnt about the EM? Do you guys remember that? Please do let me know, guys. We have learned about EM. Do you guys remember that? Ankur, Aman, Darsh. If I zoom out, then I won't be able to see what I'm typing. And the second thing is that if you want to just see the entire thing, if you were there from the starting, you will be able to read through the line by line. At the end, I will zoom out as well a bit, and I will scroll down the entire code. Do not worry about it. Okay. Yes. So font size, EM. While I'm coding the next few lines, I want you guys to figure out what is REM. Okay. While I'm coding the next few lines, I want you guys to Google search about it and let me know what is REM. I've already learned, like told you guys about EM. I want you guys to figure out what is REM, guys. Okay, that is your assignment for the next 10 minutes. You have 10 minutes, figure it out. Okay, before start, like I will be continuously coding. Okay, looking at me, you won't be able to understand shit. Okay, so one assignment I'm giving you guys for the next 10 minutes, figure out what is REM. Okay, after 10 minutes, I'll ask the question again, what is REM? Please try to figure it out up till then. The question is very simple, guys. What is REM? He's upstairs. Figure out what is REM, guys, in the while I'm completing the code. Guard panel folder, icons, left folder. Change right over here. Okay, and once you have completed this, guys, once you have completed this, there's some kind of JavaScript that will be required as well. So for JavaScript, if you guys remember, while copying it from right over here for the HTML setup, if you guys remember, we had a little bit more that we didn't copy. Okay, this compiled and minified JavaScript right over here. So please focus upon this, guys, while I'm talking about it. Okay, so this particular portion, okay, when we copied just the CSS, it also requires a bit of JavaScript at the end as well. So that we will be copying it from right over here. Compile and minified JavaScript that is required for the minimalized CSS to actually materialize CSS to actually work. So we'll copy this particular line from right over here and paste it up after the body. Okay, we'll paste it up after the body itself. So once we are done with that, we'll be saving this and we'll be going back to our website, reloading the entire page. And this is all that we have created up till now. Okay, where did it go? Okay, so some issues I'm able to see right over here. So to address those issues as well, we will have to do something. Let me try to find something up. Give me a second, guys. Give me a second, guys. I will try to find something up. I think so there's some issues right over here. We need to address that as well. Things I've made some spelling mistake or something, so I have to identify that. So do it. Give me a second, guys. I will require to find it out. Some mistake somewhere. Okay, give me a second, guys. Let me just figure it out. I will just close the display to find what the problem is. Let me just open up my email first of all. Debugging is also something that takes a lot of time. Find the problem that is there. You open up a new instance of code sandbox. Create. Okay. Sandbox. Get this fixed up. I have to figure this out. Okay. I have to debug this particular part of the code itself. Something is happening somewhere right over here. First of all, the image will have to take up a smaller image. I think so, almost half the size of it. That is something that we have to do. And notifications, apps, search. Something that is missing right over here as well. We'll try to identify that. Go in line by line, trying to find what is the problem. Have the div navbar fixed, navbar extended wide, navbar wrapper right. We are having our UL tag, then the li tag inside of it. Little gray text darken 1 Google Drive. That's absolutely fine. There's no issues right over here as well. Closing up the li tag. Once you have closed up the li tag, you're closing up the ul tag as well. You're having the search wrapper. Search wrapper, you have numerical icon search. Input type search placeholder. Search drive. There's no issues right over here as well. Go to the next particular element, that is the ul class right. Instead of that, you should be having 3 ul class. Material icons, gray text darken 1 apps. Same for notifications. And then one more for the image. The image should be of 80 pixels wide. So let me find an image of 80 pixels by 80 pixels. So profile image 80 by 80 pixel. We will just take a 5 pixel bay. A simple one. We'll just take it via website as well. Images. This looks nice. Download PNG. Save image as. Save it on our desktop. Save. Replace the image that we are currently using. So we will delete this particular image and upload our own image. The image that we want to upload is on the desktop. The image should be of 80 pixels by 80 pixels. I think so. This is the image that we require. We'll copy the name of the image, Control C. Close this up, replace the name of the image right over here, Control S. Go back to our website. Let's reload the page. The image is still way too big. Okay, let's get back. Same image open. The size to 80 pixels by 80 pixels. Start the same. Download it. Go back to our website. Replace the image once again. Delete this image. Upload a new image here from downloads. Image open. Copy the name of the image, Control C. Place the name, whatever the name is. Yes. So now it looks absolutely fine. We are having almost every single thing that we require. Let me just cross verify it with the website that I previously made so that there's no issues. Give me a second, guys. Sandbox. Check. Okay, so we're having trash, upgrade storage, backups. We are not able to see backups. Backups is not showing, and this is not showing up. Let me check what is the problem. View list. That's right, view list. Info. List info settings. Not being showing up from here itself. Okay, let me check. What is the problem? Things I've made some spelling mistake right over there. This is working absolutely fine. Dekha. I made a spelling mistake. Instead of just writing view list, I just written view. That is the reason it is not up like visible right over there. Similar to that, I think so. I have made an error here as well. Let me first check whether this is working right now. Yeah, so view list is available. Start, trash, upgrade, storage. So we are able to have start, we are able to have trash and upgrade storage. Camera, Google Photos, recent and shared with me are not appearing. Okay. And devices as well. So there's some issue right over here. Because see, start, trash and upgrade storage, we are able to see it right over here. But when we go to the code itself, we have devices, people, access timers and camera above it. So why is that not being like shown and the others are? Although the code that we have written is the exact same. So because we have copy pasted the code multiple times to create it, if it shouldn't have like worked, it shouldn't have worked for anyone. But it is. So what is the problem right over here? We need to identify that. Why is this particular code not working and the others are? Devices, the spelling devices. People, that is also working absolutely fine. Access time, that is also fine. Camera, Google Photos, there's no issues right here. Why is it not working? Let's inspect it out and check. Okay, I'm going right click, inspect. We're able to see that it's available right over here. Material icons, starred. So it's there, but what about the rest? Why is this not appearing at any point of time? Make this a bit smaller. It's there, but it's hidden. Why is it hidden? Is it getting overlapped via the navbar? I think so. It's getting overlapped via the navbar itself. Some issue that we are facing with the navbar on top of it. Okay, what is that issue? Navbar fixed. No. Side nav 5xcd fixed, float and floating trns parent transparent z depth 0. This is absolutely fine. There's no issues right over here as well. Like class active, class material icons, blue text darken, that is also fine. What about this particular div tag? Some of it is not getting shown. I need to find the reason out. Let me again go incognito to find it. Check. This. We are able to have start, trash, backups and upgrade storage. Here, what are we? Start, trash, backups is not showing up. Okay, so just the backups is the problem. Let me find why is that the problem. Let me just check. Because before writing the CSS, we need to make sure that everything is working absolutely fine. There shouldn't be any issues right over here. We are having a problem with, okay, so one of it is actually not, we have not written the code, I guess. Start, and then we are having a divider. Okay, so one of the lines of code itself is missing from here. That is the reason why we are not able to see it. No issues. I'll just put it up back again. So we'll just copy paste this, Control C, Control V, and we will just change this delete to cloud, and we'll have backup written right over here. We'll have another divider for upgrade storage. So let's copy paste this particular line of code here. This Control V, Control S. Let's go back to our website. Let's reload the page. And now everything is proper. There's everything that we need to see for before writing our CSS code. So we are finished with our HTML code, guys. The next thing that we want to see is our CSS code. So now the HTML portion of the entire thing, we have completed it. Okay, now that we have completed the HTML portion, okay, we need to see the CSS part as well. Okay, so now that we have completed, so everything related to the HTML part of the code has already been completed by us. Now we need to input our CSS. So this is all that we were able to do using material like CSS. It's a materialized CSS. This is all that we are able to do. But to make it look exactly like Google Drive, we'll have to input our very own CSS code as well. So that is what we will be working on right now. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go back to the like our code section, and we are going to introduce our CSS part right over here. So we'll name it as style .css, and we are going to create our CSS right over here. First of all, we need to link it to our website, to our HTML as well. So link, we're going to link CSS. Oh shit, I've just linked something else. Link CSS and style.css. That is the file that we are going to link. Go back to our website. We are going to start writing our CSS code. So I give you a small assignment right now. What is REM? Have you guys been able to figure it out? What is REM and how do you use it? Okay, what is REM and how are we going to use it? Can you guys please let me know what is REM and how we are going to use it? REM, or short form for root EM, units detect an element's font size related to the size of the root element. What do you understand by that? Okay, this is just technical stuff. This is just as if you're just pasting it up from the internet. But what does it mean? What does using an REM mean? What does using an REM mean? What is the root element? What is the relative root element size? Okay, I need to understand that. See, REM is a particular, I've taught you guys EM. Okay, you know relative units of measurement as well. You know percentages, you know other stuff as well. Now I want you guys to tell me exactly what REM is. That is not something that I will be explaining it to you guys. I want you guys to figure it out on your own. Okay, so that is something that I want you guys to do. Okay, so in the meanwhile, I'll just scroll through the entire HTML code once, that everybody who wants to see it is able to see it and understand it as well. Let me just make this a bit more smaller. Okay, so I'll just scroll through the entire code once, so that those students who have some, like, you want to refer it to or something like that later on, they can. Okay, so this is the entire HTML code that you are able to see. This is the entire absolutely right HTML code that you need to see and understand. There's no issues with the HTML code whatsoever. I've gone through the entire HTML code almost twice, once again comparing it with the code that I had written before this class as well. So it's absolutely correct. There's no issues with the code. Whatever issues that were there, I've already fixed it up as well. So there shouldn't be any issues whatsoever. I'm just scrolling it up slowly so that at a later point of time, if you want to stop the video and watch it, you can do that as well. Nevertheless, when I was coding, you will be able to see every single text that I had written right over there. So that's also not an issue. So I'm just scrolling the entire stuff down once, slowly and steadily. Okay, so it will take me a minute or two to scroll it to the bottom. and I've scrolled the entire HTML code. So at a later point of time, if you guys want to see the entire HTML code, you can refer to this particular part of the video to understand that. Now we will be starting to write our style.css. We will be using rem right over here. Like I said, what is rem and how to use it, I want you guys to figure that on your own, because if I'm the one who is telling you guys everything, then what would you do? So I'll be starting to write the CSS code as well. Background color, let's keep the color as hash f0 f0 f0. Okay, and we'll keep the font size, let's keep the font size as 13 pixels. The entire website will have the dot card and dot card panel, and we will keep the padding as, let's say, 15 pixels, comma 20 pixels. Like I said, I don't believe in spoon feeding, so whatever things that are new, you have to figure it out on your own so that you are able to learn as well. Okay, programming is not just like whatever I'm telling and you're just coding that up. You won't be able to learn anything, or whatever I'm just like teaching you guys, you only know that much. Programming is all about exploring a lot more. So for that particular reason, whatever I'm writing right over here, whatever you are not able to understand while coding, will be giving you at least a week to complete the project. Okay, so you have a lot of time to complete the project itself. So please try to make sure that you are utilizing the time absolutely perfectly, trying to learn as much as you can. Okay. So I will keep it up as that, having our semicolon at the end. So that shouldn't be a problem. Okay. And then we want container fluid. हेलो सुजी, मैं ऊपर ही ले जाएंगे. Padding, keep the padding as 1 rem and 2.5 rem itself. That should do the work. Margin auto, next dot row, keep it as margin, and we'll keep the margin as 0, 0 and minus 0.75 rem. Next we are going to have dot main. I think so we'll be requiring one more class to finish it up, because there's a lot more code that we have to write. Position, let's keep the position as absolute, and width of it as calc, and 100% minus 250 pixels. That should do the trick. Look pretty. Top, we'll keep it up as 125 pixels, and margin left, we'll keep it as 250. Header color was RGBA. All this color and sizes and everything, I've taken it directly from the website of Google. So even I don't know all these different stuff. I've written it down, all the measurements on my phone, and everything that I'm writing right over here is in accordance to the Google's website. Like whatever the Google's website has provided on their site itself, that is what I'm using right over here. Okay, now for example, if you want to put up a comment section inside the CSS as well, for that this is the code. Okay, if you want to set up a comment section inside the CSS, this is the code that you have to write. Okay, this is how you will be able to set up a comment section inside CSS. Okay, so this is just a comment right over there, navigation bar. So whatever the things I require for the navigation bar, I'm able to utilize it right over there. Okay, and as you're able to see throughout the entire code, I've never used an ID. Okay, the reason I've already told you guys why you should always be using a class itself and not an ID at any time. Yeah, until unless it's basically like what you want to use via your what do you call it, whatever the materialized CSS or something like that. If that requires an ID, then that is totally different. Otherwise, normally while you're creating your own CSS, please try to make sure that you are not utilizing IDs at any point. Okay, always use classes. Okay, RGBA color, and we'll keep the color as 0.3. Okay, and then nav ul dot right. ULLI that text align center. Nav ul dot right. Adding right, let's keep it as 12 pixels. Nav ul dot right, li max width 48 pixels. Nav ul, like I said, all these measurements that I'm currently using, all these colors that I'm using, that have been predetermined by me before coming to the class. Okay, so it's not something that I'm making up on like the rough air itself, and you guys are thinking that, okay, how does he know all this stuff? It's all that I've predefined before coming to the class itself. That is the reason why I'm able to write it like this. Otherwise, it's not possible to like create everything like this. Okay, it's not magic. You have to take some time, you have to do some research before creating a website. ULAIMG, and we are going to have the height and width fixed right over here for the image that we utilized inside of our website. So HEIG, the profile image, basically 32 pixels. Width, not windows, width also 32 pixels. We'll have the vertical align, we'll keep it in the middle, and margin left, keep it as -5 pixels. It should do the trick. Dot nav WRAPPER wrapper, and keep it up as adding left pixels. Dot nav wrapper ULA over background color parent dot nav wrapper title font size 1.4 rem. Let's keep that. Still almost 100 lines of CSS code is left. No issues. Dot nav wrapper dot btn flat, background color, hash, photo. What was the color that I assigned for this? I need to check that. 4285. Oh, color that I've assigned. Tint. Size. I will keep this at 13 pixels. Font. Weight as 500. We'll have the height, let's assume as 30 pixels. We'll have the line height as 2 pixels again. We will have width of 94 pixels. Okay, we'll see this if it works or not. So as we are able to see, some of this stuff has changed right over here. Not everything, but some of the stuff, as you are able to see, the profile picture got a lot shorter. Our Google Photos and everything started appearing on the left hand side. We have got a folder on the right hand side. It has started to take up the feel of a Google Drive itself. Started to. There's a lot of code, almost 100 lines of code is still left. Okay, more than 100 lines of code actually. But yeah, that will be doing it tomorrow, because I don't think so. There's just 6 minutes left before the start of the next boot camp, so I don't have enough time to code 100 lines of code in just 6 minutes. But yeah, so slowly and steadily we'll start forming the looks and the feel of Google Drive, and we'll be able to have everything listed right over here. Okay, so okay, where do we get all the color and measurements, and can this type of stuff for any other website? Yes, you can do it for any other website itself. You don't have to worry about it. Okay, yes, materialized CSS framework is must for this particular project itself. We'll be having attendance tomorrow itself, because tomorrow will be the last day. I knew that it won't be possible to complete the entire project in 1.5 hours, because it's like cut. It takes a lot of time itself, guys. So yeah. So we'll look at the rest of the, are you coming tomorrow? 100%. Yes, Said, I will not be going anywhere. Just 100 lines is left. So we'll be able to do that. Okay. The video will be available on YouTube. You don't have to worry about it. For all the other days, we have our video on the YouTube itself. So you don't have to worry about it. Where to submit the project, how to submit the project, I will be talking to you guys tomorrow itself. Do not worry about it. So because we haven't completed the project yet, so there's no point in talking about it as well. But start coding it up. Okay, start the coding aspect, whatever is there, research about it, learn about it. Okay, you will be able to understand a lot of different stuff. And yeah, we'll meet tomorrow again and we'll continue from right over there, guys. Okay, tomorrow it will be done. Yeah, 100 lines of code, I think so I will be able to do it in 1.5 hours. There shouldn't be any issues. Okay, so thank you so much, guys. We'll meet tomorrow and we'll continue from right over there itself. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you everyone. Thank you.